There it is. Hello, welcome to the Tom and Will FPL show. My name is Tom.
And my name is Will, and welcome back to our weekly fantasy football show.
Yes, we're back. We are back. I am back. Will's here.
Hi.
We're all here. Let's do it. So yeah, today, mate. Oh, mate, sorry I was late. So I was putting Isla to bed. That went on a little bit longer. Isla's obviously my youngest. It's her 3-year-old. No, sorry, it's her 3rd birthday tomorrow.
Oof.
Yeah, I had one job. And that was go out and buy the helium balloon. And I went out and got this massive unicorn, and it was wicked. It was massive. I put it in the boot and it just went in perfect. I was like, that's great. Shut the boot, drive back, everything's fine. Just about to start recording with you. Charles like, I'm going to go get the balloon out of the car, get everything ready for the morning. And she comes in, she's like, well, Tom's fucked up monumentally.
What happened?
Balloon burst. It's just burst. She's dead. She's just like holding it.
No.
Honestly, tosses it. And I'm like, oh no. She's like, one job. Oh, I did only have one job. It was such a glorious balloon. And yes, I'm in the doghouse, mate. She's like, go do your stupid podcast.
It is not stupid, it's my life now.
Yeah. On today's show, we will be discussing game week 1. We are underway, everybody. We're going to talk about how me and Will have gotten on. Some of us doing better than others. We'll go through our teams, our points. We're recording this on Monday night. We are watching the Spurs game as we speak. It'll be over by the time you watch this. We're going to be looking ahead to game week 2. Will and I will go through what we're looking at for next week, whether we'll make some changes, who we're going to captain, what we're going to do, how we're looking, how we're shaping up. And then following on from last week's challenge, we have the new, still inappropriately named Team Takedown, where we'll see how our differential team got on against our new Nemesis Spike. And then we'll be finishing up the episode with another match of the year.
Hi.
Very exciting this week. We are doing Argentina versus Brazil time.
It's going to be a doozy.
It's on. But first, let's have some listener questions.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you very much for getting in touch this last week on social media with your questions. Much appreciated, as always. First question is for Will. Will, you are an inspiration. We think you're doing a great job with your pronunciation of player names. Your confidence to host a podcast when English is obviously not your first language is so commendable. We salute you. And that is from Brenda and all the gang at the High Pitched Voices Association. That's lovely. That's lovely, Will, isn't it?
That's a lovely question, and yeah, I appreciate it. I really do.
I don't know, but I mean, Brenda, thanks again for the question. Will is actually, that is his first language. He's born and bred in London, aren't you, Will?
Yeah, that is true. Do you know what though? In my defence, they're just, some of the names are really complicated. Names are hard. Names are always hard, right?
They're tough. Mate.
You know, Estupinian nailed it.
Hey, getting good, buddy. Getting good.
Alexandra Arnold nailed it.
Alexandra. That is what he usually says. God bless her. Yeah, he's doing great, and it's all in the confidence, man. He's getting better every week. Second question is from Cookie from Mapledale. He asks, should I prioritize penalty takers over other players who could potentially pick up points? Now that is the age-old question, isn't it, Will? It's obviously you're always tempted to get penalty takers because in theory it's more avenues to points.
Absolutely.
I'm just taking the liberty to look at your team and
That's a good
just
idea.
see if you've actually got any penalty takers in your team. Okay. So,
Who's
first
he
of
got?
all, well, I think first of all we should probably highlight is he hasn't got a playing goalkeeper.
Oh,
So that might be something you want to think about bringing in potentially next week. That's probably something you want to get on
so
ASAP. Really, I'd say.
I think I prioritise a starting 11 for sure. Like
Sure,
it can be tricky sometimes, especially with all the
it can
changes
be.
last minute. But I would do your best to find out who's going to play in the actual
Yeah,
game.
he's got a good team though. He's got a good team beyond that. He's got Miguel in goal, Pedro Porro, Vardiol, Alexander Arnold, Palmer, Son, Odegaard, Kulusevski, Garnacho,
Mm,
Isak, and Watkins. So it's packed full. But you'll notice no Salah or Haaland. Um,
neither.
Neither. Both on penalties, by the way, Matthew, and both with some pretty tasty fixtures next week.
Yes, indeed.
So I mean, week 2, you could say we're already in wildcard territory. Going going into Haaland at home to Ipswich and Salah at home to Brentford. And not a playing goalie. Food for thought. Let's move on. Okay, that's it
So,
for questions. I'm just going to rattle off some feedback from socials. Sam from Carlisle, you boys rock. Thanks, Sam. Christine from London, such a fun pod. Thank you, Christine. Very nice. Big Baz says, I love Will. Jack from Worthing, can't wait for this week's episode. My team is a mess. Well, Jack, fear not. We are here now. Hopefully, we can help you out and
we'll get you covered.
tips you need, and we'll sort your team out going into game week 2. All right.
I might be able to help you.
Okay, it begins.
Okay.
So, guys, just again, we've still got one game to play Monday night. Where you at, Will? What you got? Who you still got left to play?
I have got Pedro Porro and Dominic Solanke for Tottenham, who are currently playing. I've actually closed the football, just so you know, just because it was distracting me. But yeah, they're
I'm
still to
watching it.
play, and and I've so far with still another half of them to play. I'm currently on 81 points, which has put me up to an overall rank at the present moment of, I don't think this is actually fully updated, but I'm 130,000 in the world. So yeah, good start. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Do you want me to rattle off some of the actual points from
Yeah.
the lads?
Why
So
don't you
Raya got
just go right, rush, cycle through one at a time. Let's hear it.
yeah. So Raya 8 points, Vardiol 6 points, Trent 8 points, Pedro Porro 1 at the moment, Diego Jota 8, Eze 2, Saka 12, Mohamed Salah with the captain's armband on a 28-point haul. Muniz got 2, Isaac picked up 5, and yes, as I mentioned, Dominic Solanke is just holding on to 1 point at the moment in the first half. So, and then on the bench, I had bollocks, Vladimir Marson.
Why did I pick him? Just setting traps. Just setting traps for yourself, mate.
I changed him at the last minute because apparently it was a better option than whoever I had before. Ahmed, he was on 0, didn't play, and then Ahmed 3 points, didn't play badly at all in my opinion. Barco didn't even play a minute for Brighton, and my absolute wonder bench warmer, who will definitely get rotated in at sometimes, is Greaves for Ipswich, and I watched that game and I thought he was always targeted, as we mentioned, for set pieces and corners, and he took a couple of. No, he was always at the corners, but top notch. He's going to score some goals. I bet you.
Yeah, nice pick. News just in: Spurs 1-0, and that is a goal for Mr. Pedro Porro, I believe.
Get in.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of people have got him. So most people have got him. If you haven't got him, then
yeah,
unlucky.
it's a Maddison assist, Porro goal. That's lovely to see.
That's an interesting one. And Maddison, I wonder what his percentage of ownership is.
Not great. I mean, even Spurs fans, they're all kind of half expecting him to fall out of the team this year.
Really?
Yeah, he's just not been in form, man. He's been really struggling since he came back from injury, and I don't know if his head space isn't quite there. He was quite down about not making the England team, but
Oh, poor
um,
thing.
but maybe I think it might have given him a kick up the arse, and hey, that's an assist on the board for him, first game of the season, so could be good. But they've also Spurs got this new little player called Bergval, I can't remember his first name, 4.5. But a lot of people think he could be in starting lineup sooner rather than later. He's a good guy to
Interesting.
keep an eye on. Yeah, yeah, mate. Congratulations, really great first
Thank
week.
you.
87 points live points that you're on. So, yeah, great start. And yeah, I think we'll come back to your team. We'll talk about what you're looking to do next week. So I'll
Yeah,
go through my team.
let's hear it.
So I'm currently live score 62 points. It's actually been all right. It seems worse than it is because of Mr. William. But the only person not to put any points in is Nkunku, really. Kind of Fernandez as well. Raya 8 points. Trent 8 points. Hall 5 points. Pedro Porro, as we know, is now on 7. Jota the Slotter 8 points. Never in doubt. Minte got an assist before going off with a concussion at half time, which is a shame. He had a really good first half, got an assist, then went off. Bruno Fernandes was a late addition for me. I brought him in. He was unlucky not to haul, man. He could have
Oh,
easily had 2 goals. Played
2 or
well,
3.
but I bought him in because he was going to be false 9, and it
Yeah.
sounded like Garnacho wasn't going to start, which he didn't. I did have Garnacho, pulled in Fernandes. Also, I just fancied having someone in my team for the Friday night fixture, just give it a little more spice.
Yeah, it's nice.
And yeah, it was a shame. It was a shame. He did well. And Kunku, we'll come back to him. 1 point. Could be on the chopping block. And then I've got Solanke currently on 1 point. Haaland on 7. Isak on 10, who was my captain. He was many
Tough one.
people's captain. It was a tricky game. It was a shame. He could have done more. Obviously, Newcastle had a man sent off, so they were playing with 10 men a lot of the game. So
We'll
it
come
was a
back to that as
shame.
well.
Yeah, it was a shame. But I'm pretty happy, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
always kind of aim for, like, on average, 60 points a week. Like, if you can do 60 points a week across the whole season on average, you'll finish well. Obviously, some
absolutely.
weeks you'll far exceed that, but if you're always around 60, it's a good benchmark. So I'll take
Absolutely.
that first game of the season. Everyone's kind of come in. Some of my earlier drafts that we talked about on like the first episode and second episode, they would have done worse than this. So I feel like I've landed in a good place.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, pretty good. Let's quickly go through the games. Jelly, do you want to talk about anything, Will, before we go through games?
I mean, let's start with the Friday game. I thought United were pretty slow in that first half. It wasn't the best performance. Maybe a bit cagey again, just trying to figure it out, like with the new signings and that kind of thing. But then in the second half, it did pick up. I thought. I mean, we'll keep on saying this over and over again. But Mainu is a joy to watch, doing the hard yards and just the basics so well at such a young age. But I won't stay on him because I could talk about him for 2 hours. But I thought as soon as the subs came on, I thought as soon as Garnacho and Xerxes came on, it just opened up. And it was a lot of fun. It got fun,
Mate,
and it was a lucky
Xerxes,
goal.
it was a good goal. Like, I think
It was a good goal.
yeah, it was a good finish. But he's a big guy, man. He's a big guy.
He's got Spike and I were saying the same thing. I was like, he's got some timber on him. Like he's 6'4". He's got. It looks like he's got like a little tummy on him as well, which I kind of like. I'm
Kind of
into
like
a
it.
bit. I kind of
Yeah.
like something to hold,
Yeah. Yeah. No, he looked. You could definitely say that, Will. You could definitely say that.
I have done.
I've gone there.
But yeah, no, I thought he was good. I mean, look, I like the way he drops deep. He took to look for the ball, like kind of to Harry Kane. He went looking for the ball. It got a bit messy. It could have been a neater goal. The pass could have gone straight to Garnacho instead of Casemiro taking it up. But it worked out, and he put himself in the right area, and he put his foot on the end of it, and he did the job, and it was great to see. I mean, as a United fan, that's just what you want to see, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, it's a good start, mate. You're off and running 1-0. Fulham a tough side.
They are.
Garnacho got the assist. Mate, should have scored though. Bloody hell, mate! What happened there? The ball's come in. He's got open goal. He's just like, it's just gone
I
down.
don't know.
It's just gone down. I'm like, don't know. He didn't trip over anything. He looked like me. He looked like me on a Thursday night. I've got nothing left, and I've just fall to the floor.
But the new guy, Missouri, I thought Missouri. Last thing I'll say on United is Missouri looked fantastic, man of the match in my opinion. He did, apart from Kobe mainly, but I thought he just nailed it. He did so much. He said so much great work for his debut. So I think we've got one there. Anyway,
I believe I was looking earlier. He is Mazarawi, I believe is the correct pronunciation.
Is that right?
I think so. I'm just checking now. I think he's he is. Mate, 200,000 people have bought him in this week. That is is that all players? I think he's also like the most bought in out of any player in the game.
I mean, those pipes. He's going to rise tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes they freeze the prices, but I mean, he's definitely due. 200,000 people. I didn't really notice that. I didn't see. I didn't notice he had a solid performance, but obviously a lot of people are seeing something in him that he is the Manchester United defender to go for. Was he like super attacking? Did you see that? Did you see anything of him that you're like, okay, this guy's definitely got something?
No, not in an attacking sense. I just thought he was solid. Like he got up the pitch a few times, but not dramatically. Like you wouldn't say he was a Pedro Porro or a Vardiol or Trent. He's not in that camp.
I think it's probably Sorry, I was just thinking it's probably the fact that he's a new signing, so they're probably like, look, he's nailed because they've just brought him in. Man United got some decent fixtures. He's 4.5. It's like, lock him down.
Exactly that. Like it's a cheap way in, and it's an interesting way in for a little bit of a differential, I guess. But okay, one more thing.
No,
Casemiro.
I've had enough. I've had enough of talking about United, mate. So let's get on to the lunchtime kickoff. Ipswich 0, Liverpool 2.
Yes, Sam.
As it always kills me. Like obviously, I was super happy, but it's hard to watch Salah play well when you haven't got him in your team. It just kills me, and it's not like it's again you're always expecting it. You always know that it could happen, but when it does, it just hurts a little bit more.
He's just so solid, as we said last week. He's FPL royalty, and for good reason. I mean, 28-point haul if you've got him as captain is. It's just what you want every week, and that's what he can give you. And he could have had more goals. He could have had at least a couple more goals, or at least another assist.
Yeah.
So,
I would love him in next week because he's usually better at home as well. That was away, a goal and an assist. He looks good, as I said last week. He looks super sharp. If I was wildcarding, I'd just get him in because Liverpool's still got so many good fixtures.
I'm happy I've made that decision over Haaland personally, but we'll come back to Haaland. But I also thought that Trent had a great game, fantastic game. I thought that Jota the Slotter had a fantastic game again. Diaz had a great game. I thought on the whole, you guys looked great, and I really enjoyed watching that game. That was probably. Yeah, it was a great. Obviously, it was a sweetener having Captain Salah there, but
it was good to see. Yeah. It was good to see Slot do his thing because Liverpool didn't actually play very well in the first half, and we were losing all of our 50-50s. Like Ipswich, they came out with a bit between their teeth. Obviously, first game in the Premier League at home, they were winning all the 50-50s. Slot, by all accounts, gave the boys the rockets at halftime, pulled off Cancer and brought on Konate at the back. I think it's a shame for Cancer because he's been kind of made an example of. He's kind of like the scapegoat, and it's a player that he could give the bullet to and pull him off at halftime. Like you wouldn't see him doing that to Salah. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Or someone more senior. Like it's good. It sets the tone and it gives the kick up the players' arse, going, okay, right, we need to be on our game. But at the same time, he's not rocking the boat by pulling off one of the more senior players. So yeah, it was good to see him do that, and they came out ready and raring second half, mate. They were everywhere and bossed the second half, and
Absolutely.
yeah, it was great. It was great.
But yeah, on the whole, great, man. I thought it was a great game. Ipswich looked not bad. Not, they definitely got a reason to be in the Premier League. And as I said, that guy Greaves is
one to watch.
Yeah, man. I got a little nod from or a little tip off from FPL Raptor. If anyone watched or listen to him, he's got a great YouTube channel with a very, very successful YouTube channel, and he's just started doing another channel podcast. So yeah, big shout out to Ross, and check him out for some actual facts about. And if you want some detailed information about some players, and he'll probably pronounce the names right, then check him out. But yeah, big shout out to him.
He's your guy, FPL therapy.
Yeah.
Arsenal 2, Wolves 0.
Yep.
Another day at the office, man. It's like they never left. 2-0. Havertz, Saka, same guys doing the business.
Look.
Saka is another one. Hate to see doing well. As we discussed, I hate to own him. I hate to not own him. He always does well, and I don't have him. When I do have him, he does nothing. Didn't have him. Did great. I want him. Can't have him. I'm gonna just wing it without him for a little bit because Arsenal's fixtures aren't great. He'll probably keep chipping in.
They're not great.
I'm here now.
They're not great, but the thing is we just know that this is how it's going to be.
I know. Because I'm just trying to make myself feel better.
Yes.
No Salah and no Saka in my team right now.
Big haulers.
Just stings.
Yeah.
It just stings quite a lot, William.
I must admit, Havertz is someone that you like. I might pull the trigger like tonight on him because I obviously didn't watch it. It was 3:00 game, but I did watch Match of the Day, and he got the assist for Saka, and Saka got the assist for him. Just a solid points. So his price is definitely going to go up because as you said, they've literally just picked up where they left off. They've got them organised. They've got them going.
Solid. Yeah. He's probably due a price rise. He's at 114 people, 114,000. Sorry, pull him in. So he'll be on the rise. He's one I could go for. I'm gonna catch up and see how Solanke got on in this game.
Yes, exactly that.
But yeah, I could upgrade him to Havertz. Havertz was one I had in my original draft, and he was someone that I wanted from the word go. I just kind of wanted that extra 0.5 in the bank to kind of make some decisions if I need to.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll come back to that. We'll go through what we're thinking for game week 2 shortly.
Yes, sir.
Everton 0, Brighton 3. Madman Minte, as I mentioned earlier, really strong half. Looked good from him. Didn't last the game. Got a little concussion and went off, which was a shame. But Brighton, they looked good under the new manager.
They did.
Danny Welbeck with another goal. He had a good
Danny.
pre-season. Yeah. He's carried on. He started.
Love Danny Welbeck.
He could be a good little differential. Could be one for the differential team, actually.
This is a lot of people have got João Pedro in there, but I think Welbeck's up worth an equal shout. And love Danny Welbeck for obvious reasons, but he's a lovely guy. So Minte did look good as we discussed. I think it was in the first episode. I thought that he was going to be good, but yeah, the concussion was unlucky. Hopefully he'll be all right for the next game. I think it was just protocol, him being taken off. But yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't happy going off. Yeah, he was not happy. I can't remember who else got the goals. Oh, Dingra got a good goal, the third goal. So yeah, it was a Minte assist for Matoma. It's good to see Matoma back doing well. If he gets on form, he's a good one to watch.
But he snuck under the radar in everyone's drafts. Barely anyone has him, and he was a fantastic asset last season. Like totally forgotten about, in my opinion. I didn't even look at him.
That is literally it. I think people had forgotten about him.
Yeah,
because he was pretty much out all of last season. But if you go back to the season before last, he was in everyone's team.
He was solid,
absolutely
great.
solid. So
good player.
definitely definitely one to keep an eye on. I can't remember Brighton's fixtures. Will, I don't know if you've got them there in front of
Yeah, I
you.
do actually. I do. They've got some. It's not great. They've got Manchester United next game at home. Then they've got Arsenal away. Then they've got two potentially nice ones: Ipswich, Nottingham Forest. Ipswich at
Yeah,
home, Nottingham Forest will
yeah,
come to. They look pretty decent. And then it's just choppy. It's not really for
yeah.
Brighton at the moment. So
That's what I mean. So I think Brighton, you've basically got two more games to take a better look at them against
yeah,
when they're playing Arsenal and
I,
United,
I
and then make a them. But I think people will start thinking about bringing a couple in maybe.
game week 12 is when you really want to start looking at them because they've then got a really good solid run of fixtures until game week 18. So yeah, one for the watch list.
Yep. Newcastle 1, Saints 0, Southampton 0. Obviously, there was. Did you see the incident with Brereton Diaz? Oh mate, he's just Brereton Diaz. He's just going to be one of those guys you love to hate, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just he's
what a
got his
twat.
floppy hair when he flies down. His hair's up. He's kind of got like the Robbie Savage, bit of the
Yeah,
Robbie Savages about him. And I hate when they throw themselves down to the floor like that. You're just like, mate, come on.
it's
But by the letter of the law, it's a sending off for Shah. He shouldn't have done it. Share,
yeah,
sorry.
it's a
And
shame.
Newcastle,
It was
yeah,
a
it's a
shame
shame.
so early in
But
the game.
Southampton, it made the game more interesting. It was tight. Southampton had a go. They had some good chances. Joe Linton was back, scored a great goal. So Newcastle fans will be very happy about that. They love that guy.
Yeah,
He's solid. He's just fantastic, Joe Linton.
great player.
Forest 1, Bournemouth 0. Chris Wood, you can knock him all day long.
Absolutely.
But mate, he's just solid.
Sticks it in the back of the net. Solid, as solid as wood.
Solid Wood.
He gives me wood.
Solid. Yeah.
But,
It's funny. A lot of people had Wood like in their very first
mm-hmm.
drafts, like first drafts in the summer, and a lot of content creators were kind of like mocking them a little bit. It's like, why so many people got Chris Wood in their team? I remember
Yeah,
there's a few people that were saying that, and there you go, bam.
that's the reason.
Yep. Bournemouth, obviously, without Dom Solanke, they battled a little bit. I think they struggled for that kind of outlet. But Semenyo, he got a tap in. Maybe he's the guy who's going to deputise. They are looking at other options. They've been linked with like Eddie Nketiah and a couple other guys. They're looking to replace Solanke. But in the meantime, if you do need a cheap enabler, Semenyo could be interesting. And they're West Ham 1, Villa 2. This was interesting because West Ham obviously, I can't remember, I think Villa got off to 1-0. Anana scored in his debut. West Ham pulled one back, and then John Duran. John Duran came on. Obviously, you remember, Will, what we talked about, because he was supposed to move to West Ham.
That's it.
He went on socials, gave it the irons,
Yeah.
instantly became hated by all the villains. And then there he is, still at Villa. They bought Fulkrug and never got Duran. He's still at Villa. He comes on. Wouldn't you know it? He scores the winning goal against none other than West Ham, and he had to apologise. He apologised in his celebration. He apologised to the Villa fans and
Yeah.
said that he's staying. I'm staying right here.
Yeah,
It always happens.
you couldn't write it really. I mean, we could, but it's yeah, it was great. I was really great. But who was it? Oh, what did you say? Onana. It was another his first goal, his debut. That header was a strong header, like that goal.
Yeah,
Like
Amadou Onana scored
Nice.
on his debut. Yeah, he's a good player, man. And what was I going to say? Yeah, fuck it. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, good win for Villa. West Ham, obviously, they'd have been disappointed not to get a victory first game at home this season. But that's what I was going to say is Duran, obviously, he's staying there now. He's got to get some game time. He's so talented. And you would think if he is staying, he's probably had some assurances that he will get game time. It just might be something to keep an eye on if you are a Watkins holder. Watkins might have his minutes managed perhaps a little bit. I don't see Duran or Watkins. They're like for like. I don't see them playing the same team. So let's see how that pans out.
Who was the other guy that you just mentioned? Was it Falkirk?
Fulkrug, he was the
Fulkrug.
German striker,
Yeah,
and West Ham bought him in. Yeah, he's
he
like
looked pretty good.
31, but
He looked
yeah,
good
I
for
didn't
us.
see much of him in the highlights that I watched. Actually, does he look alright? Did he?
Yeah, I think so. I think it showed the reason why he's in there. So yeah, I want maybe one to sort of like put on the back burner as well if he gets more minutes. So interesting.
Hmm.
Who's next?
Brentford 2, Crystal
Oof.
Palace 1.
I
This was
am
interesting.
devastated about that as a goal because
Yeah,
the referee he's kind of hands up and said it was a mistake, but Eze looked fantastic the whole game. He looked sharp. He was on point. There's a reason why he's in literally everyone's drafts. He is great, and that free kick deserved to be in the back of the net. It deserved
mate,
to
not
be in.
off. Not off. It was a
He
great free kick, mate.
he hit
Really
that
good.
perfect, and I felt real
Yeah.
sorry for in his interview after the game. He was just like, you could see how pissed off he was. He was like, "It was a good goal. I wanted that one. I
Yeah.
wanted it."
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gonna
No, it was
score
a
more.
really good goal. He looked really good. Obviously, not being a SA owner, I was really happy for him not to score, but he could have hauled in that game. He was
Yeah.
everywhere. He did really good. Um, should have had an assist.
Hmm.
Palace were unlucky. Brian Mbuemo scored a goal, and
Hey, you got to remember that guy. We sleeping on him as well because he was
absolutely,
always
mate.
always
He's
in
solid,
there,
mate. When Tony's not here, he always steps up to the plate and
and he's on
does the
pens,
business.
and he's on
And he's
pens.
on
So
pens. And he's on pens. Yeah, and then yeah, so good victory for Brentford. That was a real
yeah,
tough game for both
yeah.
teams. It was a good match. And then Chelsea 0, City 2. Haaland on the score sheet again against Chelsea, and Kovacic against his old team scored a nice little wormo at the end of the game to
Hmm.
seal the deal. Pretty routine. I think the main talking points is all about Chelsea, really. I don't know if you saw, Will,
Hmm.
Raheem Sterling's camp put out a statement before the game. Oh my god, it's just such bullshit. Honestly, like the Sterling camp came out saying, "Well, we thought that Raheem was going to be taking part in this game in some form or another." It's like, well, yeah, but he's not. Get over it. He's a professional player. He's not like a 4-year-old, and it's like getting a letter from his parents sent in.
Yeah,
Why isn't my boy playing in the game?
they've got
Um,
79 players. It's like
yeah,
this, like
this is going to happen regularly. They've pretty much confirmed they read the here we go on João Felix today is going to
hmm
Chelsea. That's
there
another
we land.
forward.
There we
That's
land.
another forward. So they've got so many players, more coming in. They've surely got to ship some out. I mean, the last couple of weeks of this window has got to be busy. Otherwise, they're going to be getting so many more letters from parents, angry parents that their boys aren't playing. Because, mate, let's not forget. Most of these players are kids on
Yeah,
like 8-year contracts who are like 18, 19. They're
yeah.
gonna be just coming into training crying.
But hang
More players banished to play with the reserves.
but where's the? Well, sure, are they even not even thinking about the FIFA fair play rules? Like, surely, like they know what's going on. Like, how have they got that many players coming in?
Was just they saw these 8-year, 9-year, like Palmer's just signed like 7-year deal. Like they're just spreading all the costs. It's
Right.
basically like they get all their deals from like the Avon lady. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're paying it back like weekly,
Yeah.
like four
Yeah.
pence a week or something like that.
Yeah. In coppers.
Okay,
Anyway, yeah.
we're losing the plot here, along with it's spreading. Chelsea's pot losing is spreading to us, and we're going all over the show. Okay, well, that'll do.
Yes.
That'll
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
for running through the games. Um, I'm just going to quickly rattle through the fixtures for game week 2, and then I want to see where your head's at, what you're going to do with your team.
Oh God.
So next week, game week 2, we've got Brighton versus Man United as the early kickoff. Crystal Palace versus West Ham. Fulham against Leicester. Man City against Ipswich. Southampton, Nottingham Forest. Spurs versus Everton. Aston Villa late kickoff against Arsenal. Tasty little match up there.
Mhm.
And then Sunday, we've got Bournemouth versus Newcastle, Wolves versus Chelsea, and then Super Sunday, 4:30, Liverpool versus Brentford.
I
Um,
cannot wait for next week.
Hmm.
I'm just so happy it's back. Anyway, interesting games. Yeah, big games. What's the biggest game there?
I
Aston Villa,
mean,
Arsenal. Yeah, for sure. That's a
yeah, it's a
tasty
tasty
one.
match. It's a tasty match. But so tell me about have you thought about you know we've obviously running game week 2. Are you rolling a transfer?
My original plan was to roll. I, as I said, I think the only change that I will make will be look. I think every one of the players. I was happy with everyone. I have to double check on Dominic Solanke. That will be my if he's underperforming and he just doesn't look like it's his game and he's not quite fit in yet, then he will be going for probably Havertz. And then if it's not going to be him, then I might think about doing Muniz to Wood, but I will wait on that. That's unnecessary. I'm not making a change for no reason. I've got Ahmed on the bench. He looked tasty. I think he'll start again next week, or it may be Garnacho, and then might come on. Barco, I'm just going to slap him right at the very bottom. I think you've made a good decision not having him, Tom, because exactly like you said, he's just going to be shipped out now, and he's going to
Yeah.
lose that little lose that little 0.1. So maybe I do that, but I'm really reluctant to do that. But anyway, that's all I think I'm going to do. I'm very happy with that team because I scored
Hmm.
87 points so far.
And counting, my man.
What about you, Pickle? What are you going to do, mate?
So yeah, next week I'm kind of happy with my team. It's good. I'd always plan to roll. Minte. Minter. Thank you, Will. Uh, he was always going to come out this week, and Smith Rowe was on the bench. He was going to rotate in. I always knew that Smith Rowe and Minte, they rotate nicely with one another. So Smith Rowe will be in for the next couple, and then Minte will stay on the bench. My question marks is around Nkunku for what we just discussed. There's so many players at Chelsea vying for the same positions. I'm not actually sure Nkunku. I think his minutes are at risk, and I just wonder he could be one who can make way. Like if I'm targeting fixtures, which is what I usually do, I'm usually all about who's got the easier fixtures and try and target certain players in those teams. Like Bernardo could be on the radar. He's the same price as Nkunku. City, they're not able to rotate him really at the moment. They've not got loads of fit players. They're down to bare bones really. City at the moment. Silvino went off with an injury. Their new player. So I think Bernardo's definitely going to start, and against home to Ipswich, I think he could be a nice little punt. And the thing is, right, with these like 6.5 mid-range midfielders, I'm tempted to like get Bernardo in for 1 week, and then maybe like the week after that, that's when Villa's fixtures start getting better. Then I might just switch him straight over to Bailey. It might just be a 1 week punt with my £6.5 million midfielder. I think the only thing is, it's how much does it sting not having Salah in my team, and whether or not I can afford to waste these transfers on just targeting, 1 week punts and not saving these transfers to bring in Mo sooner rather than later. That's the crux of it. That's where I'm at now. And it's like, look, Chelsea have actually got a good couple of fixtures. I bought Nkunku thinking realistically game week 1 was a bonus. I got him for game week 2 and 3 because Chelsea's fixtures get good now. Do I just hold my nerve and do what I set out, hold on to him, see what happens, give him another game? Or do I just pull the trigger and go, do you know what? He might get hooked after 60 minutes again, more than likely, and get Bernardo in, who's going to play 90 at home to Ipswich. I mean, when I say it out loud like that, I mean, it just kind of seems like that's what I should be doing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that he's the most transferred in midfielder as well. So he could be one. If I was chasing value, he might get a cheeky little pip. So for team value, could be interesting.
It's a shame because I thought he looked really good. I like the way he's very dynamic when he's running with the ball. He's charging and he's drawing fouls. Bonus points. he should be good, but I totally hear what you're saying. If he started, it was mean when they bring him off like just before like 60 minutes as well. Like even though it's just a point, it's still like just leave him.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I forgot about it. He came off in 59 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, that's just cruel. But he did look good in my opinion. Like I'd be tempted to go one more week with him.
Yeah. No, it's tempting. The other transfer I could make is Solanke to Havertz, same as you. And the other one that was on my radar was again targeting City and going Porro to Vardiol, just because the Spurs do have another good fixture home to Everton next. But after City have got a good run, they've got a good few games now where Vardiol is going to do well. So there's a couple of things I could do, but I'm very happy with this team. If I roll, I'd be very happy with this. Everyone else is solid. They're good for minutes. It's only really Nkunku who's a minutes concern. So I'm pretty happy. Captains. Who are you thinking for captain next week, Will?
Well, this is going. I think it's likely going to be Mo still, because even though it's not.
Yeah, mate, it's absolutely fine. It feels a slam dunk, right?
It's exactly like it's just look, realistically, it's whoever's got Haaland and Mo. If Haaland just managed to dodge a bit of a bullet and he doesn't absolute bang next week against Ipswich, then the Salah owners will be lucky. But I think realistically, it could well be a hat trick, and the tables will heavily turn. So but apart from that,
I'm worried. I'm definitely worried about not owning Salah next week. I really am.
I'm more worried about not owning Haaland next week. So it's going to be mad. Yeah, I feel like all of any kind of leverage that the Salah owners have this week, it will be gone next week. So
So guys, just to once again, those are our teams. Get involved. Come play with us, man. Please come and join our mini league. There's a few of us in there now. Manager of the month will get a shout out, and we'll take a little look at your team and see what did you well over the month. The league code is MUOMWR. It's all on socials. You'll see it. You'll find the auto click link. Get involved, man. Get involved. We'd love to see your teams.
Yeah, get in there early. Get in there now, because then you won't be behind. Because we won't, because they'll be behind.
Well, no, they can, mate. You can join at any point in the season. We don't even care.
That's true.
And your points will just carry over. You could come in. You could be number one in the world and just come in the last game week, and we don't even care. We just might keep your prize for ourselves.
Yeah.
Still TBC what that is. Speaking of prizes, let's talk about that little shit, Spike. You went and saw him last week and watched the game with him. Did you discuss a forfeit? What's the situation?
I was with him pretty much all week. I do have friends, but he's a good guy. So we hung out.
I do have friends, but I do like to hang out with 14-year-old boys.
He's just a nice guy, and he's
not a nice guy. He's not a nice guy.
He's not. He's a lovely guy, but he is our nemesis. Sure, but I bought him some football boots, actually, some fucking pretty snazzy football boots.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Look, okay. Where is he? I'm trying to find his team. How did he do?
But no. Before we get to his team,
okay.
What have you got a forfeit? Have you decided on a forfeit for losing? What did he say?
He was like, I want you. When I beat you, I want you and Tom to get tattoos. And I was like, that's not happening.
Of what?
He wants, because his team name's Corn on the Cobby. He wants us to get a little like Corn on the Cob tattoo.
This fucking guy.
And he was like, if I lose, I'll get it. And I was like, you can't just get something you want, and you're only 14, and no, you're not getting a tattoo. But he was like, I have to think up some other ones then, because I was kind of like, we need to forfeit that we would all do. So we were kind of coming up with coming to the pub, and whoever the loser is has to wear the opposition's football kit. So that would be a good one.
I don't think that's going to cut it because, mate, we are going to win this, and I want him to suffer. Right? You can't just come onto our pod, throw down the gauntlet, call the co-host. I don't know. I can't remember what he called me. I remember.
I think it was a pussy.
All right, fine. You can't do that. You just can't do that, mate. And I want a good forfeit. I want a good. Let's.
All right, we'll keep it. We'll keep bubbling away. Maybe people from can chop in, put it in the comments and see if what they think the forfeit should be for us.
Okay, right. We'll keep thinking on that.
He didn't do too badly. I'll run through his team pretty quickly. He scored 42 points. Henderson 2, Alina 1.
42 points.
42.
Really? Who's he got to play?
He
got any Spurs?
Just Solanke. The rest he had the same. He had Isaac as captain, so not the best. Didn't have any. No Salah.
So he's currently on 42 points.
That's correct.
The Teen Machine is our differential team. The Teen Machine is currently, it's had a terrible week, by the way. It's on 34 points. We had Andre and Anna and Guy. He got a clean sheet. Did all right in defence, actually. Hall of Newcastle, 5 points. Akanji with 6. We gambled on Tsimikas starting for Liverpool, which didn't land so well. He only got 1 point. Bowen got 2. De Bruyne got 3. We went captain Luis Diaz. He only got 3 points, so he's got 6 points. Captain Jacob Murphy. Real shame. He got sacrificed after they went down to 10 men. Got hooked early, which is a real shame. Doku 3 points. Mateta 1 point. Gabriel Jesus came on, got booked. Nil point. So yeah, tough start, but I'm energized by the fact he's only on 42 points, mate, and he's got the big guns. I think we should make a transfer potentially this week.
I think so.
Tsimikas is obviously he's not a starter, so I think should we chop him out? Off the top of my head, I've listed a couple of guys that we could think about. Robertson, straight swap for Liverpool starting. Still got some good fixtures, obviously Ipswich at home. Gusto for Chelsea. Obviously Chelsea are an absolute nightmare, but they're playing against Wolves, got a couple of nice fixtures, and he's very attacking. Leicester have just scored. Jamie Vardy. Header at the back post. There goes Pedro Porro's clean sheet, but who cares? Yeah. So Robbo, Gusto, or Mazarui. Any thoughts on those?
I mean, I'm obviously going to go with the United defender, but yeah, I'll have a little think. Robinson's probably a good idea. I mean, they're good shouts, but yeah, I think probably
Brighton away for Man United lunchtime kickoff.
I don't know about that game.
I'm leaning towards Robbo. I think for argument's sake, we're saying we're likely to go Robbo, and then we'll tweet out the team as always Friday. But otherwise, the team's good. I think those fixtures will help us out, and still a good team on paper, man. We'll take that. We'll take him down. Spike, mate. Solid, mate. First week, you got all the big guns and you still didn't do that great. So that's a shame. Here we go. All right. So that concludes the team takedown on week 1. I think, that only leaves time now for Match of the A. Aye. So this week we have decided to do Argentina versus Brazil. I offered it up to Will as to which team he wanted. Unfortunately for Will, he was quite drunk at the point when I asked him, and he foolishly said Argentina. I totally thought he was going to take Brazil because obviously they've got so many more better players. Go on, mate. What are you going to say?
Well, I just in my drunken stupor, but I wasn't that drunk actually. I was just like, no, I fancy Argentina. I had a team straight away that I was solid with, and I was like, that's going to work perfectly. And it just seems that the ChatGPT has fucking biased anyway, and maybe they like the underdog because obviously that's how you've won the last 2. So I thought I'd go with the underdog, and there's a caveat.
Yes. Okay. At what point do you want to announce the caveat? Do you want to do teams, and when do you want to? How do you want to do this?
Let's announce the teams, and then I'll
Okay.
if
Just a reminder for anyone who hasn't been listening or watching to Match the AI, where have you been? You should go and check those out because they're very entertaining. We are both going to say 2 5-a-side teams. We'll take turns at picking players, and then Will puts them into his ChatGPT thingamajig on the computer, and he asks ChatGPT, which of these are the better teams? Can you simulate me a game? We'll then read out what ChatGPT decides and see who wins.
Yes, sir.
All right, who gets first pick?
Don't mind. Doesn't matter. This
Well, you
week,
lost
does
again. Yeah, actually, it doesn't matter because we've already told each other what the teams are. Actually, I don't know who your players are.
No, I know what yours are, but
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm just going to go first then because you already know. My
Go on then.
goalkeeper is Tafarel, the legendary Brazilian goalkeeper.
Yeah, I don't know him. I must admit. Like, this is the kind of what year did he play for Brazil?
So he was like, kind of like his heyday was like mid-90s, mid to late 90s. He was probably Brazil's goalie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, played for like Parma when like Parma were good.
Yeah, nice.
A couple of Italian teams and Fluminense. He's just, mate, he was awesome. I think he's one of the all-time greats. They've had a couple. There's a few I could have named. One of which is the current Liverpool goalie. But anyway, carry on.
Do you know what I've gone with? This was the hardest position for me for Argentina was the goalkeeper again. I didn't know many, but then I was like, actually, I quite like Martinez at the moment. I think he's a solid goalkeeper. He's a bit of a twat, but he's a great goalkeeper.
But anyway, he's now your twat, so he's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll take him.
All right, centre back Lucio, the absolute monster, formerly of Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. Yeah, legend. Go on, who have you got?
I've gone with Xavier Zanetti.
Javier Zanetti.
Yeah, or Javier.
Xavier.
Xavier.
Jesus, mate, you make him sound like the leader of the X-Men.
I prefer Xavier. Javier. Sorry, yeah, that's my terrible Spanish.
Javier Zanetti, playing in defence.
Yes, sir.
Cool, excellent. So just in front of Lucio, you're not scoring this week, by the way, mate. I've got Lucas Leiva. I had to get one ex-Liverpool player in there. Do you know what I mean? I could have had a few.
Really?
Mate, I'm shutting you out this week, mate. You're not getting past Lucas and Lucio. Go on.
I'm not sure about that because in the middle of the park, I've got just a small known guy called Diego Maradona. I mean, you might have heard of him.
Oh my god!
And I think that is instantly a game changer. Because this is a 5-a-side game with Diego Maradona.
Do you know what? In my head, I mean, I've not given any thought to what players you'd pick because I guess you're just picking the top 5 that's on Wikipedia, but mate, I totally forgot about Diego Maradona. Gee, I didn't even think of him as an option for you. Jesus Christ!
I'll be honest.
God, I've got Lucio and Lucas Leiva.
I'll be honest. Martinez, I was like, it's the only Argentinian keeper I can think of. Zanetti, I was like, I definitely know the name. I did have to be like, I know there's a good defender, so I had to look him up. But the rest, all my picks, I promise you.
Zanetti is an absolute legend. Inter Milan, played alongside Lucio.
Yeah, I do know it.
Incredible.
I know who he is. I do know him. As soon as I was like, I know that there's a good defender, Argentinian defender. I just couldn't think of who it was, and then I was like, that's the guy.
Okay. My go.
Yep.
Rivaldo.
Yeah, it's a good pick, man. It's one of my faves.
He's absolute hero.
I mean,
what a wanker. But mate, that guy, when he's in the mood, Jesus Christ, he's unplayable.
He really was. I mean, you've picked some interesting choices here, and I know you've gone different different instead of your basic ones. But you could have picked a billion Brazilians.
Yeah.
Literally. So anyway, right. So my playmaker is Lionel Messi. Obviously,
Sure.
Gonna put him in there.
Had to be. Last pick for me, right? I've got the. He needs like a nickname, kind of like the One Punch Machine Gun from Snatch. It's the left foot, mate. It's the absolute cannon that is Adriano. Don't mess. He will mess you up. He's last time I saw him, mate, he was cleaning up favelas with a couple of AKs, mate. This guy is naughty.
Not on. He was. I wish he had a longer career, but he was wild for Inter Milan. And do you remember on it wasn't FIFA, it was the other one. It was International Superstar.
Pro Evo, mate.
Yeah, Pro Ev. And he was on that cover. Is it like 97 in my mind? I don't know if that's right. And it was. He could shoot from he could shoot from anywhere, and it was that cannon. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
Actually, no, it must have been like 2001, 2002.
Maybe it was. Anyway.
So yes,
up front, this was actually probably right up there as one of my first picks. As soon as I said no Argentina, I thought about Gabriel Batistuta. Because
okay, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough.
He is so good. I remember when he used to play for Fiorentina because it was when we were only had Italian football when I was a kid growing up on Channel 4. Get back, it was and he was just a beast. Good looking fellow as well.
I mean, sure.
Right.
Kind of. Maybe not. I mean, the way I remember him, kind of like a kind of walrus charm to him. But anyway, hey, I'm excited. Let's get this on. I can't wait any longer. Let's do it.
Match of the AI. Okay, so match simulation: Prime Brazil versus Prime Argentina. Oh wait, hang on a minute.
Oh, the caveat.
The caveat.
Oh yeah, what is it?
And this is where it's a complete cheat code. I'm winning this. The game caveat, right? So I put in, and I'll read it word for word. Diego Maradona went out with Adriano the night before the game for dinner and a couple of drinks. A couple of drinks turned into many. Diego knew that Adriano didn't need much persuading, so he does love a little bit of a tipple. On game day, the Brazilian team is clearly unhappy with Adriano's unprofessionalism, and he's very hungover, perhaps still a little bit drunk. Pale-skinned and looks like he could be sick at any moment. Maradona, on the other hand, is absolutely fine. A seasoned veteran at partying the night before a match. In fact, he seems to play better after a big night out. Let's get it on! Right,
mate,
so...
First of all, this is not just a caveat. This is sabotage, right? You've just taken out... You've just taken all the lead out of his pencil, bro. Do you know what I mean? This is Adriano, and he's just gone floppy up front. What are you doing to me? You can't do that. That is...
Match simulation. Prime Brazil versus Prime Argentina. Welcome to a night of high drama and footballing excellence as Prime Brazil takes on Argentina. The stadium is buzzing with anticipation as the fans from both nations fill the stands, creating an electric atmosphere. The players are in the prime of their careers and ready to deliver a spectacle underneath the lights.
Prime of their careers. Apart from, you know who.
First half, kick-off. The whistle blows and we're underway. Brazil looks under control, looks to control the game early, with Rivaldo and Lucas Livia dictating the tempo in midfield. What? How do you say his name?
Carry on.
What is it? Labia.
Mate, I'll allow
Lucas Labia.
Lucas. I'll allow Lucas.
What is it? Lavia. Labia. Lucas Labia dictating the tempo in midfield. However, all eyes are on Adriano, who's visibly struggling after a rough night out. 6 minutes, early Argentine pressure. Argentina wastes no time pressing high up the pitch. Maradona, looking lively as ever, drives forward and slips a pass to Messi. Messi takes on Lucio and fires a shot, but Taffarel makes the difference. A brilliant diving save to deny the Argentinian wizard. Yeah, 10 minutes, Adriano's first mishap. Brazil tries to mount an attack, but Argentina's touch is a bit heavy and loses the ball to Zanetti. The Brazilian fans groan as Adriano stumbles, clearly off the pace and out of sorts. 18th minute. Argentina takes the lead. Maradona, showing no signs of wear from the night before, threads a perfect through ball to Batistuta. Batistuta takes one touch and unleashes a rocket into the top corner, leaving Taffarel no chance. Goal number 1 for Argentina. He just delivered a footballing equivalent of Shakespearean sonnet. Batistuta gives Argentina a lead with a thunderous strike. Shall I continue? yeah, game over. 25th minute, Brazil struggles. Rivaldo tries to lift Brazil, weaving past Netti, finding Adriano in the box. Adriano swings a leg, but completely misses the ball, falling to the ground as the opportunity slips away. The Brazilian fans look on in disbelief, and Adriano looks like he might be sick right there and then.
What have you done to my baby?
33rd minute, Maradona's masterpiece. Argentina strikes again just before the break. Maradona with his magical touch and quick 1-2 with Messi and curls a beautiful shot into the far right corner, doubling Argentina's lead. That goal just caused a seismic shift in the footballing universe.
Seismic,
thanks. Maradona's brilliance leaves Brazil reeling. 2-0, half-time. Over to you, Pickle.
Oh, that's a tough half. I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to the listeners. Okay, right. Second half. Here we go. Right, we can see this. Okay, right. Brazil comes out with renewed energy despite Adriano's condition. Lucio pushes forward, linking up with Rivaldo. Rivaldo takes a shot from distance, but Martinez is equal to it, making a stunning save to keep Argentina in control. 55th minute, Adriano's unexpected moment. Despite his struggles, Adriano finds himself in the right place at the right time. Rivaldo's cross into the box, slightly off target, and then in a complete mishap hits the back of Adriano's head and loops over Martinez into the net. Go! That's incredible. Come on. So I'm just going to say that one more time. Despite his struggles, Adriano finds himself in the right place at the right time. Rivaldo's cross into the box is slightly off target and, in a complete mishap, hits the back of Adriano's head and loops over Martinez and into the net. 2-1. That is unbelievable. Adriano scores, though I'm pretty sure he barely knew anything about it. 2-1. 57th minute, Adriano's celebration mishap. Adriano, trying to celebrate, raises his arm, but immediately doubles over, looking pale. He staggers to this. He staggers to the sideline, and to the horror of the crowd, he vomits all over the touchline. The referee halts play briefly as Adriano tries to compose himself, clearly worse for wear. He signals he's okay, and then vomits again.
This is not true. This cannot be happening. You can really see it. I'm good.
That's my guy. 65th minute, Argentina piles on the pressure. With Brazil a man down for the moment. A man down. Argentina presses their advantage. Maradona dribbles past Lucas Leiva with ease and plays a perfect pass to Batistuta, whose powerful shot is brilliantly saved by Taffarel. 72nd minute, Messi's magic. Argentina isn't quite done yet. Messi with his low central gravity and quick feet, dribbles through the Brazilian defence. He finds a gap, squeezes a shot past Tafarel, but it bounces off the post and back into play. 78th minute, last-ditch effort from Brazil. Brazil pushes forward, desperate for an equaliser. Rivaldo drives a low cross into the box, and Adriano, despite his condition, throws himself at the ball, but it ricochets off his shin and wide of the goal. The Brazilian fans sigh in unison as the chance goes begging. 85th minute, Argentine final blow. Argentina seals the victory late in the game. Maradona, still full of energy, takes the ball into the box, plays it to Messi. This time Messi doesn't miss, slotting the ball calmly into the bottom corner.
Get in.
Goal.
Get in.
That, we had this last week, but I'm going to say it again. That goal was filthier than a teenager's browser history. Messi ensures Argentina's victory with a composed finish. Brazil 1, Argentina 3, final whistle.
God, that was good.
It was entertaining.
I mean, look. I know that was unfair. I'll put my hands up.
Do you know what, mate?
The caveat.
I was going to kick off, and now I remembered Vinnie Jones scoring a penalty last week after being sent off. And I'm like, do you know what? He gets this one.
We can let this one slide. It can't.
Yeah.
I couldn't let you go 3-0 up. So and I thought that was going to
Sabotage.
be an interesting, and it was better than I thought. I'm not going to lie.
It was good. What a game.
Okay. Stuff. What fun. I love
that was really good, man.
I love Match AI. It's so good.
Mate, what a game. It's not let us down. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of the show. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen or watch this today. I hope you've enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. It's still really early days for us, so if you're able to leave us a 5-star review, it really helps us out. Will?
Yeah, I couldn't second all of that. Just
read the script.
I don't need to read the script. I'm speaking to the people now. No, and don't forget to follow us on social media as well, and comment and give us all the questions and tell us what we're doing completely wrong. We'll tell Tom what he's doing wrong in his fantasy football team. You can find us, our handles at Tom and Will FPL on all the different platforms. So and we'd love to hear from you.
All right, good luck in game week 2, everybody. That's a wrap. Hit the music. Sabotage. That should be the name of the episode. Sabotage.
Yeah, that's good.